Okay. So we're doing some. Ended up playing Warcraft 3 with Arvius last night. Didn't end up getting to the spec stuff I wanted to do. So we're gonna do that today, this morning. Got a little bit of build stuff to figure out. A little bit of figuring out to do. So it really kind of throws the game through a loop when you're not using two-handers, which is really, I mean, this is the point of doing it. But I'm really worried about how orc fights are going to go down. You can't really use a back line in orc fights. It doesn't really work. The warrior fights anyway, so I'm really kind of curious what the fuck we're going to do about that. So I'm looking for damage multipliers, and there's only three other ones I really see. I see Riposte, I see Spear Wall, and I see Duelist are the only other damage multipliers I see that are going to let me do anything related to the damage that two-handers are doing, and it's a DPS race versus orcs. So I'm a little interested to see how that goes. So there's three kind of builds I'm poking around with right now. There's a pikeman build, which has got to be basically back rank pure DPS. There's I'm calling it an orc herder at the moment, which is a spear build. I need to figure out a duelist build at all, and then we have our well, we gotta work on the duelist build a little bit, and there's one more. Fuck, I just blanked on it.
A kind
How was it?
gesture.
Thank you, Oak Dragon. Revenge Dragon. Alright. Cheers to the donation, man. Why am I blanking on this? Oh, right. And then there's the early game kind of flails and maces early game. So gifted early game is going to transition into maces and flails. And the rest of it is going to transition elsewhere. Okay, so you can figure out what the hell that looks like. So let's just do a couple more with this. So if you want to follow along, you're welcome to follow along in the build spreadsheet. I'm just mapping out a couple of these builds. So if I could do away with Battleforge or not. It'd be nice to have that. This file, you're gonna need recover on this. Could even maybe go recover early. Is anywhere for a dagger on that? Probably not. What else is useful for them? Indomitable? Not terribly useful. What else do I need from them? This is a shield spec too, isn't it? Okay. What if I can combine this build with the megas? What else are we actually missing? Underdog, of course. Underdog, shield spec. Not these. Not these. I guess I could go duelist, but is that really that helpful? Probably not. Are they double spec?
A kind gesture.
Thank you, Kex. You missed your massive sword. I bet. I'll add you to the list, though. Part of me that wants Pathfinder here. Oops. Part of me. Does not. Any other super high utility weapons? I mean, the mace, the flail, I guess the hammer. It's a pretty high utility weapon. Just trying to imagine a fight with these characters. What does this look like when we're fighting orcs, for example? These guys aren't going to do any damage. These are the... duelists are going to have to deal with the actual killing of the units. What would be the last couple perks of this?
A gleaming endowment.
Ah, that's a good idea, Cubics. Thank you. I'll add that to your rebuy. Did we just figure that out? Just name you? Pretty unlikely you'll be dying as a bannerman, but it's a possibility. Everything's a possibility. Recording D&D today? No, we're not. Unfortunately, Zygon's been pretty swamped with work, so we're not doing D&D today. Maybe a late Battle Brothers stream. We'll see how I'm feeling in 8 or 9 hours time. Since I will probably be streaming late tonight. So definitely shield spec here. Definitely maces and flails. What else? Do we need quick hands for any reason here? Not really. Feels like recover could be useful. Colossus, but not all the time. Fast adaptation for these. That's interesting. I don't feel like quick hands or the rest of it really matters that much. I'm not going to be flailing guys with helmets, so I don't really care about the armor penetration. When they don't have penetration, don't need duelists for that. What about a second weapon spec? Is that worthwhile? I don't think so. So what the hell do I do with the last one? Fortified Mind? It's always nice. Executioner. Pathfinder is always nice. Have you any of you guys ever triggered? Does Berserk trigger off of shield wall? Can I shield wall for the start of a turn, hit shield wall, save the rest of my action points, kill some stuff with spear wall, then recover? That should work, right? There's no reason that shouldn't work. I was thinking about that too. Wolf, Underdog, Overwhelm, Reach Advantage, none of those useful. Berserk, Headhunter, Nimble, Battle Forged, none of those useful. Dominable. I think we're gonna drop quick hands. So what then? Adrenaline. Anticipation. Too bad anticipation doesn't work with shields. I really think it might be Pathfinder. Flails and spears, I suppose. Flails and maces, but I don't want quick hands. I mean, that would be kind of nice not to have that limitation. Never tried quick hands with 2 weapon specs. Oh, recover's not on there. Why isn't recover on there? That's probably better than a double spec. Causus gifted, rotate, brawny, mace, battle forged, shield spec, underdog, a fast adaptation, and recover. All right. That's something, I guess. And the rest of them, quick hands, rotate, Ronnie, spear spec. Why quick hands? Second spear. Or hike, I guess. Here's some footwork. Recovery. Yeah, I could maybe see this working. Okay. Seriously, did you exclamation point winner? Oh man. All right, we'll consider that later. All right, so have some builds, at least in mind to begin with. Man, I do wish that I didn't have to choose between flail and mace, though. Would be nice to use both because they're both so niche. The weapons you want to use with them, so anyway, I could get both those in there. I don't have to have a mace weapon spec. It's just very expensive not to, and I do get pretty pissy when the mace stun doesn't actually stun. Guess I don't have to run shield spec or recover. That would be kind of nice to help offset that early stuff. What else? Potentially drop Causus too. And then fast adaptation. You know, I really like fast adaptation. Okay, so let's go take a look at those guys. Especially the guys with points floating around. We have too many points floating around. This is a non-Causus guy, so he could be the dual spec one. That would be fairly interesting. So let's give him a flail spec to begin with. Unless this is in some way a duelist build. Does he have enough stats for a duelist build? What is he going to work out to be here? He's got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's got 5 levels left. Coming in at 2. Well, 3 actually. That's 15. It's 80. Or 90 rather. 90. 90 is kind of mid-range. It's mid to high range accuracy. It's not enough for a duelist. I don't know if it's enough for duelists. Let's take the really high stat characters for the duelists. Let's run this as a high accuracy flail guy. Alright. Guy's gonna be pretty similar. Doesn't have Causus either. Also good HP. Alright. So this could be both again. Let's keep that consistent, I guess. Also grab flail to begin with. This guy's attack is way too low for those. This is mega style thing. I don't know what to actually call that because he's not really. He's just kind of an early game frontliner. Leave him alone for now.
A generous bestowal.
Keep chaotic one. Cheers for that. Always nice to have that daily goal met. Feels bad the days it isn't met. It's met pretty regularly, but there are some days where just like nothing. And I'm like, oh, okay, today. Xylo. I gotta make the decision on Xylo if he's gonna be a bowman or a crossbow or a bowman. And on some level, like, crossbows are just worse. And I'm very concerned about his HP. And it would be nice to wear a padded kettle hat. So what does he have? He also has 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So he's got 5 more levels at 3. Actually, this will be 5 more levels at 4. So it'll be up to 93. 93 is a respectable amount of accuracy. HP is not good. That's never getting higher. But still, there's no reason to run him as a crossbow when I could be running bows, and I think bows are better. So, let's give him a bow. And that means we need bow spec. And means we need to give him a shittier hat. Okay. Let's keep assigning these points. 4-leaf. He may be really good, but that doesn't tell me what the hell we're doing with him. So we have 5, 6, 7. What do we have? 7 more levels? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 7 levels. At 3. It's going to be 21. It's going to be 87. Is that really all he's going to have? So I'm going to have 87 attack. Felt like he was going to be higher than that. He has the disgusting stamina, right? Yeah, I think he does. I think we're going to be building a duelist out of him. And I mean, that stamina is actually pretty good for anti-orc shit too, though. Really, that's 7 levels, 7 threes, 21, 21 on this, 87. I'm not imagining this, right? I'm not imagining that. Let me come back to that. I have this guy build his flail, so it's fine. Should be gifted. Okay. Chris as bowman. Should be anticipation. Alright. Got a couple more points to assign this morning. I have no fucking idea what we're going to do with nimble build. Let me just fill these in. So Causus, cans, second spec, and we give up what for that? Potentially shield spec. Alright, I can get behind getting rid of shield spec for that. So I kind of need 2 variants of this. Alright. Sorry for the lack of gameplay right now, guys. I meant to get to this last night, and I ended up doing 2s with Arbius all night for Warcraft 3. I didn't quite get to this, which I wanted to do. Gifted, rotate, brawny. This would be Causus. This would be this build here. Battle Forge, shield spec. What else was in there? Cover. What else? Something I'm missing and I can't think of it right now. The fuck is it? Could give him the second spec and just not change it on the fly. Oh, underdog. And what was the last one? Oh, fast adaptation. Okay. Okay, I'm fairly pleased with that. Let's see how that actually treats us. I guess that's the early game characters taken care of. We're gonna figure out our duelist build exactly, but we can do that later. I think this can work. Gonna start building our herders though. All right. Start a new game, died on the starting quest. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So. Duelist here. First duelist, we'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna go quick hands here. Brawny. Could I possibly do duelists without shields at all? I mean, I like the shield spec duelist because I think that's the only way they're gonna get any sort of real melee defense. But if I don't go shield specs, I can smack. If I don't go quick hands and shield spec, I can add 1 million more damage specs. Although possibly I could get away with running those anyways. Can Brawny rotate? I don't think I can get away from rotate. I think it's too powerful. I don't think I can get away from Brawny or Underdog or Battle Forged or any of these really. So the only ones that seem disposable to me in this build are potentially Shield Spec or Gifted. I really like Gifted, but just might not be able to make the build work with having it. Okay, so it should be rotation and Brawny. Okay. Let's get one more. Wait, what? Oh, it's a different guy. I'm like, why do I still have points? Okay, almost done assigning these points then. So most people do it. They use Berserk instead of Quick Hands for their duelists. So their duelist their guy just runs around with no fucking shield. And what happens when someone looks at him crosswise? They're like, oh hey, oh you're dead. I mean, maybe if you get a bunch of shield stars, maybe we could do 2 variants on that too. But it feels really painful. These will get tweaked as the season progresses too, as we figure it out. I mean, the duelists are already fragile. And they're fragile because they don't have enough melee defense.